This video dives into the 8 biggest updates every traveler needs to know before boarding their next flight, and trust me, some of them aren't going to make you happy. From sneaky solo traveler fees to strict new rules on check-in, power banks, and even when you're allowed to stand up, flying in 2025 is a whole new game. 1. Delta's loneliness tax on solo travelers. Imagine booking a quick one-way ticket and realizing you've been hit with an extra $90 simply because you're flying solo. Sounds crazy, right? But Delta quietly rolled out a pricing strategy where some domestic routes cost significantly more if you search for one passenger versus two. For example, Atlanta to Los Angeles showed $249 for one traveler, but only $159 per person when booked for two. Same plane, same row, just a higher price for traveling alone. It's clear Delta was testing ways to squeeze extra dollars from business travelers who often book last minute and solo. The backlash was intense, and while Delta appears to be pulling back, reports suggest other airlines like United and American have toyed with similar models. Bottom line, if you fly solo, always compare prices by searching for two passengers. Sometimes booking as a pair and leaving one seat empty actually works out cheaper. 2. United's strict new check-in policy. Running a few minutes late to the airport? That grace period is over. As of June 2025, United requires all passengers to check in at least 45 minutes before departure for domestic flights, no exceptions. Even if you're just 1 minute late, the system locks you out. While the policy sounds brutal, the good news is you can check in online up to 24 hours before your flight using the United app. The lesson? Don't wait until you're standing at the counter. Get it done early, and you'll avoid a heartbreaking scene at the airport. 3. Southwest drops what made them special. For decades, Southwest Airlines stood out with perks that felt like a breath of fresh air: bags fly free, no expiration on credits, and quirky open seating. That's ending. Checked bags. Starting May 28, 2025, your first checked bag costs $35 and your second $45. Some Chase cardholders still get a free bag, but the universal bags fly free rule is gone. Flight credits now expire within 6 to 12 months, depending on your fare. Before, they never expired. Open seating. By 2026, it's history. Southwest is moving to assigned seats, with extra charges for more legroom or preferred spots. In short, Southwest is becoming just another airline with the same fees you thought you'd escaped. 4. Power bank restrictions tighten. Portable chargers used to be lifesavers. But after multiple in-flight fires linked to lithium batteries, including one scary case in South Korea earlier this year, airlines are cracking down. Southwest now requires power banks to be stored visibly in your hand, seat pocket, or tray table. Overhead bins? Not allowed. Why? If smoke starts pouring out, crew members need to react immediately. To stay safe and compliant, keep power banks in your personal item, never check luggage. Stick to reputable brands like Anchor. Check your airline's rules before boarding, since policies vary. 5. Fewer flights between the US, Canada, and Europe. If you've noticed fewer flight options or higher prices between North America and Europe, you're not imagining it. Bookings to the US from Canada are down 33% and from Europe down 10%, prompting airlines like Lufthansa, Air France, WestJet, and Air Canada to cut US routes. Instead, they're focusing on Mexico, Brazil, and the Caribbean. The result? Higher fares and fewer choices for both international travelers heading to the US and Americans trying to fly home. If you're planning a trip abroad, book early and expect less flexibility. 6. United and JetBlue join forces. Not all changes are bad. United and JetBlue have struck a partnership that actually benefits travelers. Starting this fall, you'll be able to book flights across both airlines through either website. Use points and earn points on both MileagePlus and JetBlue's program. Carry elite perks like free bags and priority boarding across both. United will even return to New York JFK in 2027, while JetBlue gains more slots at Newark. More options, more flexibility. Finally, a win for passengers. 7. UK now requires an ETA for travelers headed to London. Don't forget one crucial detail. As of January 2025, US and Canadian citizens need an ETA, electronic travel authorization, to enter the UK. It costs about $18, is valid for 2 years, and usually gets approved within a few days. While applying through the app is easiest, you can also do it online via the UK government website. Airlines will check before boarding, so don't risk being denied at the gate. Pro tip: the EU's version, called ETIAS, has been delayed until late 2026, so no worries there yet. 8. Fines for standing up too early in Turkey. We've all seen it, the plane lands, the seatbelt sign is still on, and half the cabin jumps up to grab their bags. In Turkey, that habit can now cost you hundreds. At Istanbul Airport and other Turkish gateways, passengers who stand before the seatbelt sign is off can be fined, and it's mandatory for flight attendants to report violations. So, if you're flying into Turkey, stay seated until the light goes off or risk a very expensive lesson. Final thoughts. Flying in 2025 comes with more rules, more fees, and more surprises than ever before. From Delta's solo traveler surcharge to Southwest losing its unique perks, and from stricter power bank policies to new entry requirements for the UK, staying informed is the only way to avoid costly mistakes. So before your next trip, double-check the latest airline policies, plan ahead, and always read the fine print. Air travel may keep changing, but with the right knowledge, you'll be one step ahead of the turbulence.